It's kind of strange, this feeling at the moment of slightly having lost concept of time since everything's been cancelled and locked down and everything. However, this horn I have been meaning to get out and record something on it since right at the beginning of lockdown, because it had just arrived. It arrived in what was supposed to be a window between coming back from one tour and going off on another, and I'm really thankful it arrived safe and well, because it's such a beautiful, superb instrument. What this instrument is, it's an anonymous two Sturzel valve piston horn, probably from sort of 1830s, 1840s. You've got the two Sturzel valves here. The two valve design was not unusual. Horns started off with two valves and then gained a third valve. However, two valve design of horn was very popular, and you see a great number of them throughout the 19th century. The reason I wanted to record something on this when it arrived, this was a very kind gift from a gentleman called Ken Latter out in the States. Ken, thank you so much for giving this instrument to me. This was an instrument that Ken had had for many years. He'd got a lot of enjoyment out of it. He'd done a great deal of research as to the background to this instrument. And luckily for me, he was looking for a new home for it, ideally somewhere that it would get played and loved, and that's how we ended up in touch, and that's how this instrument ended up with me. So Ken, thank you so much. This video this week is very much for you. Now this instrument, it does have the name Le Prêtre Besançon, so Le Prêtre in Besançon in France, but that's not likely to be the maker, that's likely to be the dealer. And there's a good deal of information with this horn, things like some of the ferrules and the way it's put together, and it's also got this rather nice painted bell. This is really similar to a guichard that I borrowed for recording a couple of years ago. It's very similar in a lot of details to known guichard, so a Parisian maker. 1830s, 1840s is a likely window for this to have been made. It's not unusual to come across guichards that are without the maker's name on it, suggesting maybe made by somebody within his workshop. Either way, it's a splendid instrument to have, and it's got full set of crooks, the case, beautiful couple of mouthpieces. So I've been looking for something to play on it to say thanks to Ken, and thinking back to the Belgian works that I was looking at the other week, I took a look at this wonderful resource, this wealth of repertoire that's recently been produced by my friend and colleague Billiet. This Brave Belgians project of his has come up with, I think, 5 volumes of music for horn and piano and horn ensemble, emanating out of Belgium in the sort of long 19th century and early 20th century. And so the piece that grabbed my attention is, another transcription. This time it's Handel's aria Verdi Prati from Alcina. And it's a transcription by the Belgian composer and theorist Gevaert. He was director of the Brussels Conservatory after Fétis, and this piece was part of the Brussels compulsory pieces for exams, and also I think it was used as a audition piece for the teacher's post in Ghent in around about 1870. Get Jeroen's book, it'll fill you in on all of this. But the thing which is interesting is that there's indications as to which valve to use and when. So 1870s, 2-valve horn piece. And it's a very different approach to that you see back in the 1830s, 1840s with Myford and Gounod getting up to his tricks. So it's a fascinating little piece. So this week it's anonymous, possibly Guichard, two valve horn, playing Gevaert's 1870s transcription of Handel's aria Verdi Prati.